How to add reservation in Soften PMS. As a front desk officer, your responsibility is to add a reservation for the walk-in guests or the guests that make a booking through the OTAs. Before you add a new reservation, make sure you have, first, set up the rate plan, second, update the rates for weekend and weekday on inventory page. This is the short recap on how to set up the rate plan in Soften PMS. Log in to Soften PMS. Choose the correct property. Click on the Others tab. Click on Setup. Click on Room. Click on Rate Plan. You can add the room rate plan. Default rate is best available rate. After that, you can do the room rate mapping. Refer to this video link for more details on how to set up the rate plan. After you have set up the rate plan and room rate mapping, the rates will be reflected on the inventory page. Click on the Inventory tab. The rate plan that you have set up will be reflected as rates in Inventory page. In Inventory page, you can set up the different rates for weekday and weekend. Click on the Quick Update button to set the weekend rates. Choose Rates. Insert the rates that you preferred. Select the date range. Untick Weekday. Select the correct room rates. You can update multiples information on inventory page at the same time. Click on the Add More button. Repeat the same steps to set weekend rates for another room types. Click on the Update button. The weekend rates have successfully been updated. Now, let's try to add a new reservation in Soften PMS. How to add reservation without tax in Soften PMS. Click on the Create Reservation button to add new reservation. Select the guest check-in and check-out dates. Select the booking source. If the guest is your existing guest, you can search their name on the search bar. If it is a new guest, click on Add New Guest to create an account for him and proceed to fill in the guest details. Click on the Next button. Under the Rooms section, add the requested room type by the guest. Select the room number. Select the rate plan. The rate plan that you have updated on the inventory page will be reflected in here as daily rates. You may override the daily rates, if you want to. Insert the correct number of guests. Click on the Add This Room button. You have successfully added the room to the reservation. Click on the Next button. Insert the room payment amount if the guest has made a payment. Select the payment method. Select the payment account. Click on the Add This Payment button. The payment details will be shown here. Click on the Next button. You can add the refundable security deposit if you have collected it from the guest. Click on the Next button. On the summary page, you can proceed to verify the reservation details. Once done, click on the Save Reservation button. To check in the guest, click on the Check-in button. Select the correct check-in date and time. Click on the Proceed to Check-in button. Click on the guest folio icon. The total charges for this reservation is Rm100. The total payment made by the guest is Rm100. The amount for security deposit in hand will be shown here. Upon check-in, collect the deposit from the guest. Click on the Security Deposit tab. Then, proceed to click on the Collect Deposit button. Insert the required details. You have successfully added the security deposit amount at RM50. The yellow exclamation mark icon refers to the security deposit is not refunded yet. Click on the Miscellaneous or Others button to add miscellaneous charges. To add a payment, click on the Add Payment button. You may update the guest details by clicking on the guest name. Click on the Click to Edit button to update the guest details. You could proceed to update the guest details accordingly. You could contact the guest via WhatsApp by clicking on Contact Number. You will be redirected to this page. By clicking the reservation number, you'll be redirected to the Edit Reservation page. How to add reservation with tax in Soften PMS. Check out this video to find out how to create a reservation for the room charges with tax. Click on the Create Reservation button. Select the guest check-in and check-out date. Fill in the guest details. Click on the Next button. Select the requested room type by the guest. Select Best Available Rate for Rate Plan. Tick on Is Tax Inclusive. Tick on SST. When you tick Is Tax Inclusive and SST, the tax will be included in the room charges of RM 150. Therefore, the room charges without tax is RM 141.51. You also can untick Is Tax Inclusive. When you tick SST only, the tax will be excluded from the room charges of RM 150. Therefore, the room charges without tax is RM 150. The subtotal for the room charges after tax is RM 159. Insert the number of guest. Click on the Add This Room button. Click on the Next button. Insert the room payment amount. Select the payment method and payment account. Click on the Add This Payment button. Click on the Next button. You can proceed to add the refundable security deposit if you have collected it from the guest. Then, click on the Next button. You can verify the reservation details and proceed to click on the Save Reservation button. Click on the Check-in button to proceed to check in the guest. Then, you can proceed to click on the Guest Folio icon. The total charges for this reservation is RM 159. The total payment made by the guest is RM 159. Click on the eye icon to view the total charges breakdown with tax. Upon check-in, you can collect the deposit from the guest. Click on the Security Deposit tab. Click on the Collect Deposit button. Insert the required details. The security deposit in hand is RM50. The yellow exclamation mark icon refers to the security deposit is not refunded. Your guest would like to book a spa session. Let's proceed to add a spa charges. Go to the Folio Transactions tab and click on the Miscellaneous or Others button. You could insert the required details. You could tick on Is Tax Inclusive. When you tick on Is Tax Inclusive and SST, the tax will be included on the spa charges of RM 100. You also can untick Is Tax Inclusive. When you tick on SST only, the tax will be excluded from the spa charges of RM 100. Click on the Add Charge button. Click on the eye icon to view the total charges breakdown with tax. The yellow exclamation mark icon refers to the spa charges has not been paid yet. To add a payment, click on the Add Payment button. You can insert the payment amount. Select the payment method and payment account. Click on the Add Payment button. The payment has successfully been added. You will need to refund the security deposit before proceeding to check out the guest. Go to the Security Deposit tab and proceed to click on the Add Refund button. You can insert the refund amount. Select the payment method and payment account. Click on the Add Refund button. The security deposit in hand has been updated to RM0. To check out the guest, click on Check Out. You have successfully checked out the guest. You would like to provide the receipt, for all payment, to the guest upon checkout. Click on the Generate Receipt button. Tick all the payments. Click on the Generate Receipt button. The official receipt has successfully been generated. How to add partial payment to the reservation in Soften PMS. You have a reservation from a guest that is made via phone call and proceed a partial payment by bank transfer. Click on the Create Reservation button. Select the guest check-in and check-out dates. Select Phone Reservation. Insert the guest details. Click on the Next button. Select the requested room type by the guest. Select the room number. Insert the room charges. Insert the number of guests. Click on the Add this room button. Click on the Next button. You can add a partial room payment which is RM50. Select the payment method and payment account. Click on the Add this payment button. Click on the Next button. No refundable security deposit has been collected. Click on the Next button. The total charges is RM100. The guest has paid RM50 and the remaining RM50 balance needs to be paid by the guest. Click on the Save Reservation button. Then, you can proceed to click Guest Folio. The total charges for the reservation is RM100. The total payment made by the guest is RM50. The remaining balance need to be paid by guest is RM50. The yellow exclamation mark icon refers there are the charges that are not been paid as only partial payment received. Click on Add Payment when the guest has made the remaining payment. You can insert the payment amount. Select the payment method and payment account. Click on the Add Payment button. The folio balance has been updated to RM0.00. Click on the Check-in button to check in the guest. Click on the Security Deposit tab to add the refundable security deposit paid by guests upon check-in. Click on the Collect Deposit button. You can insert the required details. The security deposit in hand is RM50. You will need to refund the security deposit before checkout the guest. To refund the security deposit, click on the Add Refund button. You can insert the required details. Click on the Generate Receipt button to provide the receipt to the guest. You can generate a receipt for each payment made separately. Tick on one payment. Click on the Generate Receipt button. The official receipt for the payment made by bank transfer has been generated. Click on the Generate Receipt button to provide the receipt for another payment. Tick on another payment. Click on the Generate Receipt button. The official receipt for the payment made by cash has been generated. Hope this video helps on how to create a reservation and add a payment in Soften PMS.
Hello, thanks for watching this video. I'm Mandarin from the product department. My role in Soften is as a coding ninja. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you like our video, please give a like, share, and subscribe to our Soften channel. Thank you.